Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Israel Michael, and I am here today for Cybersecurity and Ethical Hacking Day 2. Yesterday, we had a very wonderful time. We understood the foundations of cybersecurity. And today we are going further in this course. Today we are going to learn about how to set up a hacking lab. So let's dive right into the slide. We have a whole lot to cover tonight. Okay, so we're talking about setting up a hacking lab. The question is, what is a hacking lab? A hacking lab essentially is a controlled environment where we can test run our cybersecurity and ethical hacking skills. It's usually an environment made up of virtual machines. So in this training, I'm going to teach you how to install a virtual machine. I'm going to teach you how to install a virtual machine. That's number one. And number two, how to prepare that machine. Okay. So let's go on with the slide. All right. Now, number one, we'll be talking about, of course, introducing how to set up our hacking lab. Secondly, we're talking about virtual machines. Also, we'll be looking at what is a VirtualBox. We'll look at how to install the VirtualBox and also how to install Kali Linux as a virtual machine on your Windows. Going on. Before virtualization technology became widespread, before now, we used to run multiple operating systems and applications on a single physical machine, which was a cumbersome process. Okay, what I mean is, before now, your machine can only run one operating system at a time. Okay, one OS at a time. But with the invention of virtualization, we can have multiple virtual machines running at the same time. I mean, for instance, your PC, you have installed a Windows operating system. That's number one. Number two, you can also run along with your Windows OS. Along with that Windows OS, you can run a Kali machine or a Mac OS, name it. Okay, you can run a Linux machine, a Mac OS. You can even run Android OS on your laptop. That's fantastic. So in this course, I'm going to teach you about virtualization. We are going to understand how to run multiple systems on our physical system. Okay, so going on, to achieve that, we need to put up what we call a hypervisor. Every virtual machine needs a hypervisor to run. So we have to understand what a hypervisor is. Now, what is a hypervisor when it comes to virtualization? A hypervisor is also known as a virtual machine monitor, okay, which in turn is a software that creates and runs virtual machines. Like I said, we're talking about virtual machines. Virtual machines refers to machines that you cannot physically touch, but they are there in your system. It's like having a virtual computer. Okay, so we can run these virtual computers on our systems using a hypervisor. All right, and we have two types of hypervisor. We have number one, the type 1, and the type 2. As you can see on my slide, type 1 is called the native bare metal. That means it's a native hypervisor. You have a physical machine, you install that hypervisor on the physical machine, like on the actual laptop. Okay, now on this laptop, there is no OS on the machine at first. You install the hypervisor, and then on the hypervisor, you install your operating systems. That's type 1. But in this training, we'll be using type 2 because, excuse me, it's more easy to use and very, very scalable. Okay, so in this case, type 2 is called the hosted hypervisor. Don't forget, type 1 is called native or bare metal hypervisor. Type 2 is called hosted hypervisor. Here we have a physical machine. Secondly, we install an operating system on that physical machine, like your Windows, your Linux, as the case may be. After that, we install a hypervisor, being an application this time, on your host machine's operating system. And then on that hypervisor, you can now have, your guest operating systems. So in this case, we understand what a hypervisor is. It sounds more like a PlayStation, okay? More like an environment where your virtual machines can run along with your host machine. So going on, I'll be talking about quickly a few popular hypervisor. Number one, we have the VirtualBox owned by Oracle. Number two, we have KVM, which means kernel-based virtual machine. Number three, we have QEMU, which you can call quick emulator. We have VMware Workstation. By the way, in this training, we'll be looking at Oracle VirtualBox. So we'll be installing Oracle VirtualBox today. So I'll be teaching you how to use Oracle VirtualBox to set up your hacking lab. It's going to be fantastic. Going on. Now, in this course, we've understood that we need a hypervisor. Now, the next thing is we also need a virtual machine, like a computer that can help us to carry out our hack. For every hack you want to carry out, you need a computer to do so, okay? A computer is needed to carry out your hack. And to achieve that, we are going to use a well-known machine called Kali Linux. So Kali Linux is a virtual machine, or in this case, we can install Kali Linux as a virtual machine on our system. So what then is Kali? Kali is an operating system designed by hackers for hackers. I'll say it again. Kali is an OS that was designed by hackers for hackers. It is the hacker's machine. It is the machine that the hackers uses to carry out their hack. And it was created by a group called Offensive Security and is constantly being updated. Now, why is Kali so important? Why can't we use our Windows to carry out ethical hacking today? Because with your Windows, you don't have all the tools you need to carry out, or let's say most of the tools you need to carry out your hack. But with Kali Linux being a free OS, it has over 600 tools that are dedicated for penetration testing and security analysis. In quote, I mean, we have over 600 tools that are dedicated for cracking, hacking, breaking, and destroying things. And I tell you, you are about to get wowed with this wonderful software or wonderful operating system. So going on, I'll be talking about how to install that. So I want us to get started. Now, before I get started, we are going to go on a short break, and I will see you in a few seconds from now. All right, welcome back. So quickly, simply go to your browser, and on your browser, I would like you to type in the URL www.kali.org. So right now, we are going to download, I'm going to show you how to download Kali Linux into your machine. So once you've done that, okay, you'll be brought into this interface. So over here, you click on download. And once you click on download, you'll be taken to the next page of the site, and you simply click on virtual machines, because right now we're trying to install a virtual machine. We're trying to download a virtual machine, like a computer for real. So you click on it, and once you do so, you can see it says pre-built virtual machines. Now, this is going to be a very fast one. So in this case, since we are going to be using VirtualBox as our hypervisor, simply click on this button over here to install VirtualBox. Okay, and once you've done so, that is good to go. It will begin downloading. Now, once you're done with that, you can also open up a new terminal, or a new tab rather, on your browser, and simply search for VirtualBox. Okay, or you can say Oracle VirtualBox and hit enter, and it brings you over here. Okay, so down here you can scroll down and you can see this button over here, Oracle VM VirtualBox downloads. You click on it, it takes you into the site, and over here you can come down, you can scroll down here, and you can click on Windows installer. Okay, and once you do so, you can now download the Oracle VirtualBox for Windows, because I presume that you are using a Windows operating system. Anyways, if you're using Mac OS, like an Apple laptop, you can click on this DMG image and it will download the application for you. Now, once you've done that, the next thing is to install your Oracle VirtualBox. Now, once you've installed your Oracle VirtualBox, it's going to look just like this, as you can see on the screen. So in this case, I have already installed several virtual machines. Okay, as you can see over here, this is more like a workstation. It's more like a lab for me. I have several machines over here. You can see my Windows server, you can see my Ubuntu, I have Android, I have a machine called Metasploitable, I have a Windows machine called Windows 7, I also have one of my Kali machines, and so on and so forth. So in this class, we are going to learn how to install Kali Linux. Now, if you are done downloading that Kali Linux, like I showed you from kali.org, you simply go to your downloads folder, or where the file was saved into, and you would see a folder. Okay, a folder looking just like this, as you can see over here. All right, it says Kali Linux. Okay, and the date is there, so you can simply open up that folder. It's only a folder. Now, in your case, it can be archived, it can be zipped, so you have to unzip that folder. So right now, this is the folder we have downloaded from kali.org. It is the folder for our operating system. So right now, we have two files in here. We have Kali Linux VirtualBox machine definition, and we have Kali Linux virtual disk image. Now, these two files are very, very fundamental to your installation. Now, the virtual disk image is the actual file for your operating system. Okay, more like if you want to install your Windows in your laptop, you need a file called the ISO file. So in this case, you have a virtual disk image. Okay, and we have also the VirtualBox machine definition. Now, this VirtualBox machine definition would serve as the launcher that would help us to launch this our virtual disk image. So once you double click on this VirtualBox machine definition, the first one, the one with the blue color, okay, once you double click on it, it is going to open up in your Oracle VirtualBox automatically. Installing Kali has never been this easy, I'm telling you. So right now, I have my Kali image, okay, my Kali machine currently listed, as you can see, Kali Linux VirtualBox. Right now, it is listed on my Oracle VirtualBox. So right now, all I have to do is to click on the machine, and if you look over here, up here, there's a button that is called Start. So the button here called Start is like you pressing your power button to turn on your machine. So the Start button in your Oracle VirtualBox environment is used to turn on the machine, to start the machine. So once I click on Start, automatically the machine starts powering up. So right now, just a moment, a little patience, and you would see that our machine is up and running. So right now, as you can see, our machine is up. So I'm going to maximize this. The machine is coming right up. It's booting. Okay. I can even change the view. If you click over here, if you look over here at your top left, you can see a menu bar over here that says File, Machine, View, Input, Devices, and Help. So simply click on View, and you can put it on scaled mode, okay, to have, a bigger picture of the application. So right now, this is the almighty Kali Linux that is dedicated for ethical hacking. Your normal Windows cannot do what this guy do, I promise you. So right now, this guy is booting up, and we're going to give it some time. Okay, so while it is booting, I also want to remind you that this machine has 600 tools dedicated for just hacking. You can imagine how much you can learn and achieve with this guy. Let me just gist you. With this machine, you can carry out things like Wi-Fi scanning. I mean, you can scan your entire network. You can scan even your entire environment. Let's say like 3 compounds before yours. Okay, you can scan them and you can see all the available networks in that vicinity. And besides, in this course, I'll be teaching you how to crack Wi-Fi passwords. I'll also be teaching you how to carry out a phishing attack. So just stay tuned. It's a whole lot of journey ahead of us in the world of ethical hacking. So right now, our machine is ready and it's up and it's running. And all I have to do is to log in. The same way you log into any machine, like your normal Windows, when you turn on the machine, you have to log in, you have to put in your password. Now, in this case, I have to log in into this machine. So this machine is a pre-built Kali Linux, and it has a default login and password, okay? Like, a default username and password. So right now, we can type in the default username and password, which is Kali. So Kali, the word Kali is the default login, is the default username and also the password. So right now, I will type in Kali over here, and also on the password, I will type in Kali as well, and I will click on login. And at the moment, our machine is coming up. Lovely. I'm just already getting excited. Like, I'm already getting, I love hacking. Hacking is beautiful. Okay, well, anyways, I love the good hacking, not the bad one, anyways. So don't misquote me. Okay, fine. So right now we are back here on our Kali, and this is our machine. So there are several things you have to do to prepare your machine for the actual activity. Your machine has been installed, has been run. Okay, right now it's running on your hypervisor. All right. So right now, what we have to do is to, do a few setup. The same way you get your Windows newly, and even though you are done installing the Windows, you have to do some initial configuration. So right now, we are going to set up some initial configuration on this our machine. Okay. So number one is I'm going to go back to the former view the way it was before. Okay. So I'm back here to the usual view. And once you click over here on the menu bar, you can see File, you can see Machine, you can see View, you can see Inputs, you can see Devices, and you can see Help. So right now, all you have to do, number one, is click on Devices. Now, why are we clicking on Devices? We want to set our Kali Linux machine. This right now, this is our virtual machine. We want to synchronize our Kali to be using the same network with our host machine. All right. What I mean is, if your host machine has internet access, we want to set Kali to also share in that internet access, so that your Kali can also download things, do several things, just like a regular computer would do. Okay. So right now we are going to set up our network for our Kali Linux machine. All right, so right now, once you click on device, you will see this drop down over here. Simply click on network. And in network, you would see a button called network settings. You click on network settings, and it opens up a dialog box for you where you can set your network adapter configuration. So right now, I'll simply click on this attached to and change this NAT to bridge adapter. Now, bridge adapter is the configuration, okay, that sets your Kali Linux to be sharing the same network with your host computer. So if you observe, I've been saying some terms, I've been saying host computer, and your Kali. Right now, your host computer is that's your physical laptop and your Windows on your laptop, okay? While Kali is your guest computer, or you can say your virtual machine. Okay, so I want this Kali being my virtual machine, or I can say my guest computer, to share, the same resource, the same network resources with my host computer. So right now, once I've done that, all I have to do next is to open up the command line of my Kali Linux. Now, by the way, you'll be wondering if maybe you are a newbie to this, what is command line? Command line, it's simply a terminal, okay, that serves as an interface where users can use commands to interact with a computer. The regular users out there in the world today, what they do is once you open up your laptop, you use your mouse to move around. As you can see me move around, you can open up a folder, you can maximize this, you can go here and there. All right. Right now, this interface you can see on my screen is called the GUI of my Kali Linux. What is GUI? Graphical User Interface. Graphical user interface is the user-friendly interface of every computer. Okay, so this is where everybody is comfortable with, is user-friendly. All you have to do is click and scroll, and you are good to go. But you see, right now you are becoming an odogu in technology. So we are moving from using the regular interface that everybody uses to using the ones that are meant for the big boys. Okay, so right now we are going into the command line of our Kali machine. If you look over here on your Kali machine, first of all, before the command line, by the way, you see that even your Kali has a browser as well, just like your normal computer can have a browser. So right now, I will click, or I will click on this my Kali's browser, which is Firefox ESR. Once I click on it to open it, it's going to load up, and then you would see, um, the interface of the browser. So right now, this is my Kali Linux browser. All right, I can open up a new tab and I can just search for the term Kali, or let's say I can search for logtechng, .com, for example. Our website, do well to anyways pay us a visit there and register for a course. So right now I'm loading up logtechng.com, and let's see if my Kali has internet access. So right now it's taking too much time. All I have to do is come over here to this interface. Okay, there's a button over here that represents, your internet button normally on your Windows. So I'll click on this button and click on wired connection 1, and it's going to reload up. And if I refresh this guy, if I refresh this page, I think by now we should have connectivity to Logtech, and boom, we have connectivity. So you see, I have a computer inside my computer, and I can do everything I want to do. I can do everything I want to do. Like, I can scroll through the site just like a normal computer, and anything you download in your Kali stays in your Kali. So your Kali can be a good hideout for you to save things you don't want everyone to see. I'm just giving you a little OT now. So, and I'm closing this browser. Like I said, it's just a digression. Our focus is the terminal, the command line of our Kali, because that is where we'll be focusing on for the remaining days of this training, where we'll be carrying out our ethical hacking attacks. Okay, like I said, I'm teaching you ethical hacking and not malicious hacking. So I'm not training some bad boys here. I want you guys to be good people. Okay, let's make the world a better place. So fine, going on. If you look over here, the next button after your Firefox button, it looks black, right? And the term there is terminal or terminal emulator. It's simply the command line of your Kali. So once I click on that button, automatically something comes up here, a dialog box comes up. Okay, now this is the command line interface of my Kali. Okay, and we are going to observe a few things. So number one, the first thing you would do once you have your Kali is to run updates. Okay, is to run updates. So right now I can say sudo. How can I achieve my updates? The command is sudo apt space update. This command is used to make your computer to go on the internet and look for updates so that it can, upgrade itself. The same way your computer, your normal Windows computer does upgrades, does updates. In the same vein in Kali, we use commands to run these updates. Linux is wonderful and powerful. So once you type in sudo apt update, you hit enter. It's going to ask you for the password to your Kali, like the normal login password we used in logging into this machine. And in this case, my machine's password is just Kali. So I will type in Kali. And by the way, when typing in Kali, you will not be seeing the password being displayed. That is Linux design. When you're typing in the password, the screen still looks blank, but nevertheless the password is still being typed. Okay, so that's me type in the word Kali as the password, hit enter, and then right now our machine is getting updates. As you can see over here, I'm having some prompts saying get one, get two, and you can see the sites that my Kali machine is visiting. Okay, Kali.download, Kali rolling, and stuff like that. So right now my Kali machine is getting updates. Okay, so at the moment, anyways, it can take a lot of time, by the way. So I'm going to Control C this to stop. Okay, so Control C is the command used to stop our Kali. All right, now the next thing we are going to do after getting the updates is to run sudo apt upgrade. So sudo apt update comes first. Okay, we run sudo apt update. What is it for? It is a command used to get updates for your system. That's number one. Then number two, we are doing sudo apt upgrade this time, which means now those updates, you want to install them. You want to upgrade them at the moment. So sudo apt upgrade, hit enter, and right now it is upgrading to the update it just got. So right now it's taking place, and of course I'll simply say yes to that question. It's asking me, do you want to continue? Simply type in Y. Okay, simply type in Y, enter, and it's happening. It's getting, okay, so it's down, it's now installing, like it's implementing the updates that has been gotten. So just a moment, we'll allow you to run for a few seconds, and let's see a few things as we progress. So right now it's getting. And because I have a lot to show you today, I'm going to stop this. So in your convenient time, you can take up the time to run sudo apt updates. You hit enter. It's going to run for a couple of minutes, or it can be faster. Then you run sudo apt upgrade this time. So sudo apt update comes first, followed by sudo apt upgrade. So update and then upgrade. Now we are going to familiarize ourselves with the interface of our command line for our Kali, because all the hacking things happen in this command line. Okay, so I'll simply Control C to stop this update so that I can go to the next thing in our agenda today. Like I said, today I want you to understand the Kali Linux environment, because that is the machine that is meant for ethical hacking, or for hacking in general. So I will Control C. I've stopped the running process. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear my screen. As you can see, my screen is looking a bit messy. So in Kali Linux, we can clear the screen using the command clear. As simple as that. I'm telling you, ethical hacking is not as difficult as it seems in the movies. With this course and even much more to come at LogTech, you can become a pro. So once I type in the command clear, hit enter, automatically the screen has now been cleared. Okay, so the next thing I want to tell you about is how we can create folders, and how we can create files, okay? And also how we can see where we are and just play around navigating the entire environment. So right now, I'm going to show you a command that is called pwd. Now, pwd is a command in Linux, which means present working directory. It's a command that is used to know where you are at the moment in your computer. Remember, this is the command line, and we don't know where we are unless we use a command to know where we are. So pwd and hit enter, and right now I can see that I am inside a folder called Kali. This is a file path. It says / meaning root. So I'm inside roots. In root, I'm inside home. Then inside home, I am inside Kali. Okay. And we can see what is inside Kali at the moment. The command is ls. Ls is the command that is used to see where you are, or the content of where you are. Ls simply means list subdirectories. Okay, it simply means list subfolders, like list the content of a folder or the content of a directory. So I will hit ls, enter, and right now I just have, since it's a new machine, so I just have desktop, like you have in your Windows, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, and so on and so forth. So we can see the content of this Kali. So now we can choose to navigate into one of these folders. Let's say we move into desktop at the moment. So I'll simply say cd, then space desktop. Okay. The command cd, what does cd mean? Cd simply means change directory, or we can say change location. Okay. So cd is used to move from one folder to another, from one place to another. All right. So right now I am located inside Kali, and once don't forget this, we did pwd at first, and we could see /home /Kali. So right now I am inside Kali. The last name on this path, okay, is the location where I am at the moment. I did ls, and I could see the contents of Kali. So right now we are going to cd. We are going to change location from Kali to where? To desktop. As simple as that. Right now, say cd space desktop, hit enter. And if I type pwd again to know where I am, hit enter, you can see that right now I am no longer directly inside Kali. I am now inside where? Desktop. So now we've learned how to move from folder to folder. The next thing we are going to do is we're going to learn how to, as well, create a folder. Now we know how to move into folders. Now let's learn how to create one. It is very important to know how to create a folder, because if you're an ethical hacker and you don't know how to create folders using command line, how can you move things you want to move once you have hacked into a system? Because you need to move it into a particular place. Right? So you need to know how to create these things, how to do the moving, how to do the copying, because these are your essential commands you need when carrying out a hack. Okay. All right. So going on, we're going to simply use the command ls again to see what is inside desktop. And right now we can see that desktop is empty. So let's create a folder that would be existing inside desktop. The command is mkdir. Mkdir simply means make directory. So it's a command that is used to create a folder. Remember that in your Windows GUI, all you had to do was just simply right click on the screen and then click on new, click on folder, and you have a folder. But you see, right here in your command line, you have the absolute power to create as many folders as you want to at the same time. First of all, let's create one folder. Then we'll learn how to create multiple folders at once with just a command. So I'll simply say mkdir space, and let's create a folder called logtech. Okay, logtech ng, and I'll hit enter. And if I type ls to see the content of desktop, don't forget that ls simply means list subdirectory. It's a command used to see where you are, what you have inside where you are. All right, so right now we are in desktop and we want to see what is inside desktop. So ls, and now we can see we have a folder now with the name Logtech. So we can cd even into this folder. So I can say cd space, I call the folder name Logtech ng, enter. And right now I am inside Logtech ng. If I do pwd, enter, you can see that right now I am no more just directly inside desktop. I am now inside where? I am now inside Logtech ng. So right now we are located at Logtech ng. So right now we are going to create a file inside this folder called Logtech ng. And the file, we can give it any name. The command to create a file in Linux, there are several of them. One of them is a command touch. Touch is a command that is used to create a file. So I'm going to create a .txt file, okay? And in this case, we can also see how to even add things to that file. So if I say touch space, I can say maybe, okay, let's just call the file name to be, I can say hack, okay, .txt. Now hack.txt is going to be the name of the file I'm creating. All right, hit enter. And now we have seen that. Okay, if I do ls, you can see we have a file now called what? Hack.txt. That's incredible. Okay, and we can even add things into this file by using the command echo. Okay, so echo, I can say echo. What is echo? Echo is a command which is used to echo things, to loud things, to say things into a folder, or into a file. So I can say echo, and I will call up in quotation mark what I want to put into this file called hack.txt. So I can say this is ethical hacking. And after I'm done putting in my content, so right now this is my content, right? As you can see, it is enclosed in a quotation mark. So right now I want to move this content into this file called hack.txt. How do we achieve that? I would say echo, this is ethical hacking. Then now space, greater than sign, which means I want to put it into somewhere, okay? So greater than sign in your CLI usually means you are pointing to somewhere. So greater than sign, and then I'll call it hack.txt. Enter. Right now, this is ethical hacking has now been saved into hack.txt. So what do we do next? How can we see, or how can we verify if this content has been saved into hack.txt? All I have to do is very, very simple. Say cat. Cat is the command that is used to see the content of a text file. So if I say cat, then I call the file name hack.txt, enter. You can see now that we are seeing the content of this file. That is remarkable. Now, I mentioned something as well. I said I will also show you how to create folders, like multiple folders at the same time. So right now, we're going to create up to 4 folders at the same time, and then we'll see how to wrap up. So I will say mkdir space. You call the folder name you want to create, and you call them using space to space out the 4 folders one by one. So I'll say mkdir, and let's say one of them would be, let's say black, a folder called black. I'll say space, then I can say hide, maybe another folder name. Then I can say fish, another folder name. Then I can say crack. Okay, so we have mkdir space black, space hide, space fish, and space crack. This command mkdir, don't forget, it means make directory. It's a command used to create a folder. So I said mkdir this time, space, you call up the folder names like one by one, the ones you want to create. So I want to create a folder called black, and also hide, and also fish, and also crack. So in this case, I'm going to be creating 4 folders at the same time. Once I hit enter, boom, it's done. Now we can verify if that folder is located where we are by using the command ls, which means list sub directory, to see the contents of this folder. Okay, so I can say ls, enter, and you can see the folders I just finished creating: black, crack, hide, and fish. This is remarkable. So right now we are going to do one more thing. I'm going to show you one more trick. There are many commands out there in your Kali, okay? But in case you are having issue about which command is which or what a command can do, there is a command that tells you about other commands. Yes, I call it the command of commands. It is a command that is used to know about other commands. The command name is man. So man simply means manual. So it is a Kali Linux manual, or it is a Linux manual that tells you about the use and also the definition of a command in the sense of what it can do. So if I say man space, this time I can call up let's say cat. Okay, we use a command called cat, right? So if I say man space cat, hit enter, we can see that an interface opens up and we can see information about the cat command. It says cat means to concatenate files and print on the standard output. Okay, so it's a command that can print out the content of a file on the command line. Okay, so maybe there's any command you don't understand, you don't know how to play around with it. I'm telling you, man got you. Okay, so if you use the man command, with the man command, you can tell about what a command can do for you. Just simply call the command man space the command you want to know more about. Okay, so don't forget man space the command. For example, now to come out of this environment, the shortcut key is simply Q, letter Q on your keyboard. So once you hit Q on your keyboard, you are back to your command line. Now let's find out about another command. I can say man, and then I can say maybe space mkdir. Okay, the command we use in creating folders. So man space the command name named mkdir. Okay, hit enter, and right now we can see info about mkdir and what it does. It says mkdir does what? It says it makes directories. That is a command. So it can create a directory, all right, and it can do a whole lot of things. So going on, there is also one more command I want to introduce you to before I let you be, which we are going to be using tomorrow. Now, by tomorrow, we'll be carrying out phishing attacks. By tomorrow, believe me, I'll be teaching you how to hack Instagram accounts, Facebook accounts, Google accounts, PayPal accounts, name them, Netflix. The list is endless. Okay, but there is something I want to introduce you to tonight before I allow you to go, that will serve as a preparation against tomorrow. Okay, now it's an environment. In fact, it's even out there on your browser. It's a site. It's called GitHub. Now, what is GitHub? GitHub is more like a repository dump. What I mean is, it's more like an environment where developers would create tools, okay, and then they can keep those tools there for anyone to use. It's an open source environment for collaboration and development. Okay, so let's just observe in a moment how that site looks like. Okay, so right now I'll simply click over here. I'll simply click over here, and I would go to my browser at the moment, and all I will have to do is open up a new tab and type in git space hub. Okay, git space hub. Okay, now somebody is asking, apart from Kali Linux, is there any other software or application that we can use? Of course, there are a lot of them. You can use Parrot. You can check out for Parrot OS. Okay, Parrot is a very good one when it comes to ethical hacking. So you can try out Parrot. You can also try out Fedora. Okay, so I will recommend these two guys for you, Parrot or Fedora. By the way, Parrot is also a Linux based machine. Okay, but Kali Linux is the most popular. All right, is the most popular. In fact, Kali Linux is more like the industry standard for hacking, okay, for security. So I would recommend you to stick more with Kali, but just for knowledge sake, Parrot is also another good OS under Linux that you can use as well. So right now we have GitHub here, okay, and we can open it up. And by the way, you may be required to sign in and maybe log in an account, okay? And all you have to do is simply put in your email and log in, all right? And once you do so, you can, have access to the GitHub environment. By the way, by tomorrow, we are going to play with GitHub already. Now, I have another question before I let you go. And the question is, can we crack WPA and WPA2, right? Okay, now, yes, we can crack that. And in this class, okay, as we progress, we are going to learn how to crack Wi-Fi networks. So when we learn how to crack Wi-Fi networks, you will see how to crack whether it's WPA2 or WPA, we will be able to crack it. It doesn't matter. I got you. Okay. We are here to expose those secrets to you. It's not a Herculean task. Okay. So right now, there's a command I want to show you before I let you go. And that command is called git. So git is a command in Kali. So let's find out about what git can do. First of all, I'm going to clear my screen by saying clear, enter, and then I can say man space git. Okay, like I said, git is a command. Okay, and this git command is used to, most times get things from GitHub, which you are going to enjoy in our next class. You're going to learn how to clone tools. You don't have to build your own tool. You can clone it. I'm telling you, and you're going to love it. So right now, I can say man space git. Okay, so if I hit enter, I'll be seeing the manual page of Git. Okay, and there's a wonderful and funny name given to Git. It's called the Stupid Content Tracker. What a funny name given to this command. Okay, Git meaning the Stupid Content Tracker. Okay, so Git is a fast, scalable, and distributed revision control system with an unusually rich command set that provides both high-level operations and full access to internals. With Git, you can clone things, okay? You can get things, all right? For example, let's say there is a tool I want to get into my laptop, okay? Into my Kali Linux. Just for a moment, just to prepare you, okay, for our class by tomorrow. I'm telling you, you're going to learn a whole lot by tomorrow. So back to my Kali browser, okay, Firefox. Okay, so over here, let's say we want a tool. There's a powerful tool called Sara, okay, capital SARA. By the way, it's just I'm not going into Sara today. Sara is a tool used to carry out ransomware attack. If you want to know more about it, you can enroll for the full course at logtechng.com, and we'll be glad to put you through. So right now, if I hit up Sara, Sara opens up on the internet, but pardon me, I'll just simply make my search more, authentic. I can say Sara space GitHub, okay? Because the term Sara can be many things on the internet. So just simply say Sara space GitHub, hit enter, And right now we can see we have a GitHub results, okay, on Sarah. Once I click on it, you can see over here I have code, okay? So this is the Sarah folder. This is where the tool is in the GitHub. This is called the repository dump, okay? A developer built this wonderful tool that can be used to, lock someone's phone until they pay money for retrieval. It's a powerful tool anyway. So right now, I am going to click on this button over here called code, and I'll simply copy the URL of this tool or the URL to this dump, okay? I'll copy it, click on this button over here to copy, and right now I've copied, and all I have to do is simply go to my command prompt or my command line for my Linux, and then, of course, I'm going to leave the man page and simply say git, sorry, in lowercase please, git space clone. Then that stuff I copied, I'll simply paste it by. Okay, so I've simply pasted in the URL I copied, and I'll hit enter. And right now it is cloning the tool into my Kali, and it is done copying that tool. If I simply say ls, boom, you can see Sarah is here. The tool, the folder of the tool. I can cd into Sarah, and ls to see what is inside the folder, and you can see these are the wonderful stuff. This is the command used to install the tool, okay, and this can run the tool. So right now we are going to call it a day here, and I look forward to you bringing in your questions, okay? So I don't know if you have any question. I would like you to bring up your questions, okay? Anyways, but for now we'll be closing here, okay? If you have any question, you can drop it in the comments. Maybe by tomorrow I will be attending to the question. So once again, thank you very much, and I would say lovely good night to every one of you. Have a nice evening. Good night.